Hello, you've caught me thinking of some moments on PlayStation. Moments that made us say this.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god. There have been loads over the years, so whittling it down to just 10 took at least 20 minutes of frantic arguing over G-Chat until Nathan posted a funny cat gif and we all went home tired. Here's what we came up with. Picture the scene. Hint is the one you're watching right now. You're playing Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare and thinking, hey, this is a really bloody good game, I wonder if they'll make any more, while a helicopter whisks you away to safety after a mission well done. Someone's garbling some nonsense about a nuclear weapon going off, but it doesn't matter, you're the main character and you did exactly what the game asked. Everything's going to be fine.
How's it going, Rob?
Excellent actually, Dave. I'm not dead and I've just finished a mission called Shock and Awe.
Excellent. What was the shock?
Everyone hang on!
Everything's going to be fine. Look, your character's getting out of the wreckage.
That's the OMG bit, when the game doesn't just black out. Instead, it forces you to haul Sergeant Paul Jackson's soon-to-be corpse out the splintered remains of your helicopter and stare through his eyes as he slowly succumbs to death by nuclear blast. At the time, it was the most shocking thing I'd ever experienced on PS3 and is a moment forever seared into our collective gaming memory. That was a nice way to open the show, wasn't it? I need something familiar, I think, to calm myself down a bit. Dave, ready the tally? I'm doing Metal Gear. It's 1998. Games haven't really figured out how to be clever yet, and I'm still 4 years away from learning the term breaking the fourth wall in GCSE drama class. So when Arms Tech President and OAP Baked Potato Kenneth Baker told me to contact Meryl by finding her codec frequency on the back of the CD case, I, like everyone learned in the rules of video game storytelling, started backtracking like a frenzied madman looking for this flipping CD case that I'd obviously missed somewhere. Is it on the optical disc? I thought. No, you can't look at the optical disc. Are there any CD cases lying on these desks by the computer? No, there's nothing there, but I'll look 5 more times anyway. Have I phoned Campbell yet? 8 times, but let's do it again. Maybe I'll replay the entire Revolver Ocelot boss battle just so I can listen to Baker's cutscene again and see if I understand him any better.
Oh, that's right. It should be on the back of the CD case.
What CD case? I didn't figure it out until one lazy Sunday afternoon when I was rearranging my gaming shelf to be in order of goodness rather than alphabetical, and all of a sudden I saw a screenshot of Meryl's number on the back of Metal Gear Solid's actual CD case.
Kojima!
Let's stay in PS1 land for a bit. It's warm and old, like your favourite pub, and there are still a couple of classic OMG treats ready to be served up. Treats like that bit in Final Fantasy VII where you think the whole game's going to be in Midgard, but then you see the world map for the first time and go like, oh my god, this game is way bigger than I thought. Because that's what happens, and it's unbelievable. It was the first time I'd ever seen anything like it in a game, the 32-bit equivalent of emerging from the sewer in Oblivion or Vault 101 in Fallout 3. And thus began the greatest school summer holiday of my life. I didn't see friends or daylight for 6 weeks, mainly because I hated both those things, and also because Final Fantasy VII was a fantastical escape into a world of magic, monsters, and an evil man-god with an 8-foot-long sword. There are many different types of OMG. There's the epic OMG.
Oh my god.
There's the disgusted OMG.
Oh my god.
There's the I'm about to die now OMG.
Oh my god.
Then there's the quiet OMG that sits inside you and silently basks in the amazingness of whatever it is that's caused it. This bit from that game company's achingly beautiful journey is one of those quiet OMGs and happens as your wispy crimson avatar glides serenely over the sand to be met by this. a view so majestic it's like your eyeballs have gone for a massage at God's own health spa. Meeting another player for the first time is also a special moment, not just because you get to share the experience with a companion, but because you're forced to communicate through mysterious musical emotes. It's literally impossible to be mean to someone in Journey. I should know, I tried really hard. Our next OMG moment Oh, for crying out loud. What the hell's this? How have you got your own lower third now? And a Twitter account? Well, who's going to follow you? You're a mute badger, you haven't got anything to say. What is this? You want to do your biggest OMG moment, and you've written it on here. Right, fine. My biggest OMG moment by Delsin Rodent. My biggest OMG moment was on the PS1 when it first came out, and there was a tech demo with a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and it was really, really good. You could move the camera and it was really, really good. The graphics was really, really good. It made me do OMG because it made me realise that if that Tyrannosaurus could be on PS1, then there could definitely be a Badger on PS1. Oh, for crying out loud. No one wants a Badger game. You can't write. And no one's going to follow you on Twitter. The T-Rex was admittedly mind-blowing at the time, and so was the appearance of one in the original Tomb Raider. It just came rumbling out of the gloom, no cutscene, no fanfare, and mauled most of us to death in seconds. Welcome to video games in 3 dimensions. Try again. Tomb Raider's T-Rex was like the first evolutionary step on the road to our next OMG moment, which happened 10 years and an entire console generation later on PS2. We all sort of knew what to expect when we booted up Shadow of the Colossus for the first time. We'd read all the reviews and heard how it was better than breathing, but nothing could really prepare us for that moment when we clapped eyes on a Colossus for the first time. The size of it was frankly preposterous, a towering behemoth that looked as though it was carved from the surrounding landscape, with beautiful grassy fur, sad eyes, and a club the size of a bungalow. Seeing it was one thing. Climbing up its back and killing it in the head was another. The playing area became the Colossus. It combined tight platforming and conserving your grip-o-meter with correctly timing your strikes and crying because the thing looked innocent and sad and you were driving 5 feet of steel through its face. Tom liked it so much he had Colossus number 3 tattooed on his leg, which is almost an OMG moment in itself. Nostalgia is a fine thing, isn't it? It's that happy sadness you get when you realise your life used to be way better. It can be brought about by smells or music or HD remasters, or by this incredible sequence towards the end of BioShock Infinite. Spoilers! Where Elizabeth, after going all silver and weird, transports everyone underwater. The songbird can't take the immense pressure and is crushed to death, but then you realise you don't care as you turn around and see yourself standing in rapture from the original BioShock, complete with 50s Art Deco stylings and crackly old music whirring away on some distant gramophone. This incredible twist is made even more insane by the narrative revelations that follow, with the bit about the lighthouses and the Polly Elizabeth first-person drowning sequence and the Comstock Booker reveal and... God, I don't know. Brian?
I can explain this one, Rob. Because if Elizabeth is this banana, and then you peel the banana, then that means that you're Elizabeth's dad. I think. Is that right?
On the subject of returning to old places, I'm sorry, I've just got to include the bit where Snake goes back to Shadow Moses in Metal Gear Solid 4.
You've already done Metal Gear.
I'll do it as many times as I want. Tally-ho! There's a 10-year gap between visiting Shadow Moses in the first Metal Gear Solid and coming back in Metal Gear Solid 4 armed with loads more pixels and a moustache, and it's a time gap made all the more nostalgically potent by the fact in Metal Gear Solid 4 everything is falling to bits. It's like looking inside the sad remains of your childhood and visiting your favourite park only to find it's now rusted into insignificance and is, for some reason, patrolled by 3-armed bowling balls and bipedal robot cows.
But because Hideo Kojima doesn't want you to feel too sad, he does, after Naomi dies, let you pilot Metal Gear Rex in a massive nuclear mech showdown with Metal Gear Ray.
The whole of Act 4 is essentially one big OMG, which in this instance is actually an acronym for Oh Metal Gear. Who remembers when Assassin's Creed was first revealed? The one without any numbers or subtitles on the end. It wowed everyone with too good to be true but still actually true graphics, and the fact it bucked the then World War II shooter trend by being a game about swords and the past. I remember being deliriously excited about climbing churches and leaping on bad people, so when I loaded the disc into my brand new PS3 and found myself in a room that was decidedly un-Middle Ages, oh my god.
It turns out you're controlling a denim-wearing barman from the now ages. I couldn't believe it. The medieval game about stabbing is actually a sci-fi game about a man who remembers a man who was in a medieval game about stabbing. Cool.
Looking back, I was astonished the internet didn't spoil the whole Assassin's Creed thing for me, because it certainly spoiled our final and most recent OMG moment from Gamescom in 2014. Remember the announcement of a playable demo for a little-known horror title called PT? Probably not, because as soon as you turned your phone on after the Sony conference, the big gobby internet spilled its spoilery guts right into your face. Shut up, Dave, like you play it anyway, you big wuss. Yes, it transpired PT was in truth a playable teaser for Silent Hills, a PS4 reboot of the classic horror series, helmed by legendary duo Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro.
This is about as OMG as it gets. I mean, that's a huge announcement, and to do it with a playable demo instead of blowing the next-gen trumpets on stage at Gamescom. Inspired.
Imagine being the first person to find out before the internet even knew. It must have been amazing. I'll tell you what else would be amazing, clicking that subscribe button. Then you can watch these videos every Friday. Go on, they're usually a bit better than this. See you next week.